Hello traders, this is David from Apex Alpha Wave Trader. So today we are going to have a look at the markets to see what's happening for the new week we are going to enter. However, today I decided to mix it up a bit by looking at Bitcoin first. So I'm on the monthly time frame for Bitcoin right now, and I just want to use this opportunity to walk you guys through how to analyze a chart properly from top down to find high probability trades. Okay, so if you do not have a trading plan, I recommend that you write out your trading plan and you use your trading plan as a checklist each and every single time that you analyze your charts. This will minimize emotional trading for you, and this will actually increase the rate at which you get successful trades. So um, I kind of do mine off my head, but I'm going to walk you through this chart now, and if I have the time, I'll try and see if we can go through. Of course, we're going through DXY as well. Then I'll go through one currency pair, probably the GBP USD, and so you guys will be able to use this method time and again for successful outcome. Okay, so I've taken the liberty of drawing the most current trend lines here. So the upper trend line, you can see I used this swing point here and this one, and then I projected the trend line into the future. And for the monthly, I'm supposed to actually use this one and this one to give us the most current trend line going up. However, this trend line was actually drawn on the weekly time frame, and if I go down to the weekly time frame now, we are going to see how I got that done. But basically, by drawing this and extending into the future, I got an idea. This is the most current trend line right now. You can see that this trend line is ahead of this one. I'm talking about the thick blue lines here. So that tells you that our bias is actually bullish currently. Okay, the most current candle is a bullish candle so far. It's not finished forming yet, but by this trend line, we know that right now our bias is probably bullish. So let's go lower to see what's happening. So going down to the weekly time frame here, just going to make this a little bit smaller so you can see what I'm saying about the trend lines. You can see that using this swing point, extending it down to this swing point and extending it into the future, this gives us the support trend line as the most current trend line in play right now. Okay, so because of this, my emphasis will be looking for opportunities to go long on Bitcoin just for now. Okay, you can see that we're at a reasonable level of support and resistance here. So if I were to draw my lines there, I'll just take this line to this region here and draw another here. We're going to use these two lines, okay, the dotted lines, as our most current levels of support and resistance. Maybe I'll just color code this to red to make it easier for you guys to see what I'm saying. Let's see here. Okay, all right, so now we've done this. Okay, so you have to start asking yourself questions from the weekly time frame, what your bias is going to be for the new week, and also if you begin to see things, for instance, if you can see waves or if you see areas of support and resistance. So your trading plan will really help you in this. Not having a trading plan will not allow you to make informed decisions. Okay, you tend to get emotional, either you get afraid or you get greedy or you get confused. But having your checklist or your trading plan will actually enable you to make calm decisions. Okay, so I'm going to go down to the daily time frame here, and you can see here that we've been a progressive gradual uptrend. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So so after this bounce around here, you can see that we had this upsurge in price, which we can now term an impulse wave. And if I decide to start counting waves from here, I can actually count here as first wave, second, third wave. So I'm in a minor fourth wave right now with a fifth wave to go. Okay, so the fifth wave should give us bring us to this level of resistance here. And now, because we have this upper trend line and this level of resistance two lines here, that tells us that this region is going to be very significant to price. So we begin to look at all the parameters that we use to get into the wave trader system kind of trades. You can see here we had the golden cross after a wave bottom situation. You can see here we had the golden cross on the MACD as well. So right now we are currently going upward. So now I'm going to go down to the 4-hour time frame. Let's look at what we see here. So when we come to the 4-hour time frame, you can see there's a lot more definition here. We had a series of wave bottom situations, minor one here. So if we're going to go by the minor one, this will be wave 1, 2, 3, and you can see we're in a fourth wave. Okay, now what does this look like to you guys if I decide to draw these parallel lines here? Okay, so you can see instantly that this is a diagonal channel. Okay, I think the traditional term for it is a bullish pennant. Either way, whatever you choose to call this, this is actually a continuation pattern. And because we are currently in an uptrend here, you can see that after this channel is done, we should get another upsurge in price. Okay, so if you ask me that, David, is this a high probability trade, I will most likely tell you yes. And if you ask me why, first of all, if I'm counting by waves, I know that this is wave 1, 2. Remember that from the higher time frame, I was counting it from here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because when you look at a chart, okay, and you are thinking of counting waves, don't worry about everything that is going on the chart. What you need to worry about is what can you see, okay? A wise trader once said this. He said that the best way to eat an elephant is to start from somewhere. So you start with what you can identify and don't worry about the rest. Now, you can see that this is a significant level of resistance here. Okay, so if I choose to mark that for you guys like so, let's just make it a little bit okay. So now the reason why I'm doing that is because this is our level of resistance from the higher time frames, but I will be looking at this minor level of resistance as possibly where the fifth wave should get to. Okay, so how am I going to get into this trade? Well, first of all, I've counted waves 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth wave, so we have one more wave to go. So in other words, I'm actually waiting for the fifth wave. Now, how am I going to get into this trade? I'm going to wait for the MACD to give me a golden cross, and I'm going to wait for my EMAs to give me a golden cross as well. So simple. So you are just in a waiting game. And also, because this is a corrective pattern right now, you would want to, it might be a good idea to wait for the market to go out of this channel, give us a bounce, okay, and then once price begins, oh rather, one moment, let me use my pen. I keep forgetting that I have a pen here. So what I'm saying is, you might want to wait for the market to head out here. This is not what I want. Where is the second pen? Let's see if I can get that. All right, so you might want the market to get out of this channel, give you a bounce off of the trend line here, and then once it begins this move, you can get in and place your stop here. Okay, so that could be a method. Another method you could use to get in this trade, if I go down to the lower time frame here, going down to the 1 hour time frame gives me a much better opportunity for entry. Okay, so you can see that this is a significant level of resistance for price right now. So once you get a move, if I can get this pen working again, once price begins to move out of this zone, you could also get into the trade here and make sure your stop loss is somewhere in this region. Okay, this is far more safer for you, so that once the price goes up here, gives us a bounce and continues, you could actually place another trade here again and probably move your stop from here to possibly to this region. So this to me is a high probability trade for the new week on Bitcoin. Okay, so for those of you who trade Bitcoin, I think I can recommend this guy for you as a high probability trade. Okay, so I hope that you guys understood that. So by using a checklist, you can see how easy it is for you to make professional decisions about what to do every trading week, preferably when you make your analysis during the weekend. Okay, now this trend line here is also a good guidepost for you, because we are in a corrective phase. It's possible that this correction could stretch all the way to somewhere in this region. So having this trend line here helps you to make the decision to either wait it out or to go long when the opportunity comes. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. I'm going to have a look at DXY here, and let's see if I can go through this quickly. So I'm on the monthly time frame now. So like I said, your intention when you look at any chart is to isolate opportunities for high probability trades. Okay, and by the way, I apologize for the barking dog. It's not mine. My dogs are quiet. That's my neighbor's dog. He's been giving me hell all day. I apologize for this truly. So we are looking at the monthly time frame here. I've taken the liberty of drawing these parallel lines to give us a channel. And if you were to ask me in the long term or from the long point of view what is happening here, I will tell you that this was an impulse wave coming down here, and we seem to be in a corrective phase right now. Of course, that has taken lots of years from 2007 all the way to 2020, but this looks more like a corrective wave to me more than an impulse wave. Of course, we had minor impulse moves in here. So the reason why I'm explaining this is because I'm trying to have a long-term view of where I think that the dollar is going. And so far, it looks as if the market, if we can break this trend line here, then I believe that we are still going to head down in the next few years. But our concern is just in this region right here. Okay, so looking at it from the monthly perspective, you can see that we had a strong surge in price here, and right now we have what looks like a blip. And I believe these two dotted lines I drew, I'm going to go down to the weekly time frame and explain. I believe that we are in a corrective phase and we still have a little bit downward potential to go on the dollar. So right now, what are we seeing here? You can see we had a death cross on the MACD, death cross on the EMAs. So I'm going to go down to the weekly time frame now, and let's have a look. So this looks more like a corrective move to me. So just a bit like this. So I believe that we still have a little bit more downward potential. So our focus will be in this region here. I've taken the liberty of marking these two lines to represent my regions of support and resistance, and I'm just going to make this red to make it easier to understand. So by isolating this region, our focus will be just here. So let's go down to the daily time frame now and have a look see. So you can see instantly that we are in a corrective pattern right now. Okay, so throughout the months of August, September, we've been in a corrective phase, and you can see that the support and resistance lines are being obeyed. So your focus will be here for now. Okay, so from the daily time frame, I'm going to draw my trend line now, and I need to make this a bit thicker so that you guys can see. Let's make this a bit thicker here, and just extend it a little bit into the future here. Let's see. Okay, now I want to draw another one here, and extend into the future as well, and make this thicker as well. So all right, so just by looking at these trend lines, I think I should make this red just to make it easier on the eyes. Okay, so by doing this, you have an idea of what's happening, you have an idea of where the market seems to be going. So you can see here that the most current trend line is actually the blue one. So that means we're kind of in an uptrend situation right now. Okay, but we are getting close to the upper trend line, and so we have two things to consider here. Okay, of course, this is a corrective pattern. I expect that price should break this trend line sooner or later, but what I'm saying is we can either expect this trend line, the upper trend line, to resist price here, or it will penetrate and get onto this level here. Okay, so let's go a little bit lower to the 4-hour time frame and have a look at what we are seeing. So this is what I'm seeing on the 4-hour time frame. So this is what is going to happen. Now we seem to have an incidence of positive divergence here, and I usually say that whenever you get an incidence of positive divergence, you are going to get a wave bottom situation, which is something we seem to have here. So taking this pen out once again, if we get a situation in the new week and price heads up to this region, bounces off of this trend line, then we can expect maybe a move to the upside just for the next couple of days. Okay, that's one scenario. And if that doesn't happen, then we can expect that if prices decide to go lower here, sorry, I need to do that again. So if the market decides to head down here and give us a ricochet off of this trend line, then you can expect prices to go down. In the long term, um, I expect prices to go down, but just for this new week we are going in, you do have to pay attention to this situation here. Okay, so by drawing your trend lines like this, you have an idea of what's happening, and we can actually draw a minor trend line here as well. Okay, so this helps you to have an idea of what to do without involving your emotions. Okay, on a whole, this is actually a corrective pattern right now, so there is no trend for us to really focus on. All I can say is that this is a very strong level of resistance to price right now. So it's possible that this new week we are going in, prices are going to head down. Okay, of course it's going to head down in the next few days, but just for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you might want to pay attention to this. Okay, so by analyzing the dollar index like this gives you instant understanding of the other major currency pairs like the AUD USD, NZD USD, GBP USD, Euro USD, USD JPY, USD CHF, USD CAD. So I don't want to make this video longer than it is, so I'm just going to have a quick look at the GBP USD for today, and we can call it quits. So this is what I'm saying on the monthly time frame of GBP. By drawing my trend lines like this, we seem to be in a wedge. Okay, and if you know what a wedge is, you know that a wedge can actually reverse price sometimes, or it can continue the market. So right now, this is what I'm saying. You can see that we have price busting out of this upper trend line here and then coming back to test it. Okay, and at the same time it gave us a positive divergence situation. So I expect that we are going to see price rise on GBP in the next few months. Okay, so if we go down to the weekly time frame, I'm trying to make this as fast as I can, pardon me. You can see here, this is what seems to be happening. So after this upsurge in price here, and we can count waves here if you choose to count waves, 1 2 3 4 5. So we seem to be in a corrective phase right now. So we are currently being supported by this trend line. So if you were to ask me what to do, I would tell you that my priority is to look for trades to the upside on GBP. Okay, with my focus on this region from where we are right now to this region where this trend line is. So if I go down to the daily time frame now, this is what I'm saying. So by doing this, you remove emotions from your decision making, and you begin to look for opportunities to take trades to the long side. Okay, and then you are not faced by corrective moves like this. Now, what do I see on the daily time frame? First of all, I see an incidence of positive divergence here. Okay, can you see that? So this is positive divergence using the histogram and price. And whenever we get a positive divergence situation, we tend to get a wave bottom situation. Now, there is something else I usually do. I take the Fibonacci from this region to the topmost part here, and I check for where the 62% level is. So usually when you get a situation like this, the market will actually come down to test the 62% level and then head up. Okay, so my bias for the GBP is actually bullish, but you have to wait for a good opportunity. Now, we have a golden cross on the MACD. We have a very poor looking golden cross on the EMAs. This is not the kind of golden cross you are looking for. So we need to have a valid wave bottom situation to give us the golden cross we're looking for. Now let's go to the 4-hour time frame and have a quick look. So you can see instantly on the 4-hour time frame, we've been in a serious situation of correction for the past few for quite a while. Okay, so this entire region right now is an area of correction. So you will be careful about taking trades here. Okay, you want to think about taking trades once we break through the upper channel to go to the upside, or if the market decides to head down, then breaking below this lower channel line here. Okay, so but you can see, if I make it slightly bigger, you can see how the market seems to be respecting this entire region here. So what you are looking for is actually a good opportunity to go long. If you get a golden cross on the MACD, because we're on the 4-hour time frame, getting a golden cross on the MACD, a golden cross on the EMAs should give you a reasonable opportunity, at least from here to this region, which is, you can see how many pips we have. So anything from 187, 160 pips. Okay, so it's actually a nice idea if you can actually wait this out, but it's a mess. The GBP, it's a mess. I will not recommend this as a high probability trade. I can recommend it as a medium probability trade, but not a high probability trade. Okay, if you remember the Bitcoin we just analyzed some time back, you can see how easy for us to see what was going to happen. Now, in the long term, I can tell you with confidence that the GBP seems to be heading up, but because we are in a corrective situation right now, you should be careful. Okay, but since we haven't broken this this green region here, I think it's safe to assume that if you get a golden cross on the EMAs and a golden cross on the MACD on the 4-hour time frame, that should give you a reasonable opportunity to go long. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for now because I think I've exceeded 20 minutes, and I truly apologize for that. But I truly believe that watching this video again and again should give you guys a very good idea of how to look for high probability trades. So I encourage you to practice this on as many currency pairs as you can during the weekend, and you should be able to get ironclad high probability trades. So I am signing off for now, and I wish you guys happy trading. Thank you very much.